Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about some more positive news recently released for Tesla stock. And with this, we actually have many different news pieces today, probably about 4 to 5. One is about the Austin, Texas Gigafactory. Then we also have 2 separate news pieces regarding Tesla and China. And then we also have some interesting insight as well shared by Jim Cramer, who is definitely someone to pay attention to in the sense that they do have some influence among many investors out there. So what he has to say, whether you like him or not, he does have influence in the market. And with this recent article that he posted, he actually had some interesting insight that I thought I would share with you all because, of course, like I said, he does have some influence among investors out there. And then we have some more news regarding some people getting Founder Series Roadsters as an award for the Tesla referral program. So a lot of different things to talk about today, but as usual, of course, if you enjoy the Tesla videos, please make sure to smash that like button. But just getting into this, let's start off by addressing the current share price and also the reasoning behind this movement in after hours today. And most of you all already know that, so we're going to run through it very fast. But in the normal market hours today, we had a minus 3.10% drop. That was minus $18.16 from the share price. And then in the after hours, we had a plus 4.36% surge, which is plus $24.75 added onto the share price, which leaves us currently at $592.35 per share for Tesla stock. Now, in reference to this movement in after hours, just in case some of you all missed it, here's a tweet by Live Squawk on Twitter. And this states, S&P announces implementation of Tesla's addition to S&P 500. We'll add Tesla to S&P 500 prior to open on December 21st, S&P to add Tesla at full float adjusted market cap weight. Basically, all that means is that instead of them choosing to do it both on December 14th and December 21st in 2 big separate purchases, they're just going to be doing it all at once. And in my opinion, I prefer it that way, and I honestly think it can actually benefit investors even more in the sense that I think if there's that one purchase date only, that there's a higher possibility of a more significant run-up than if there were 2 separate purchase dates to kind of even it out a little bit. So I feel like this is a good position to be a Tesla investor right now, especially with them announcing this big one lump sum purchase. But of course, most of you all know about that already, but I just wanted to preface this video with this because that is why we're seeing a notable movement in the after hours currently. With that being said, we have the first piece of information for today that is pretty good news for Tesla because this is not only good news in itself, but it provides some really beneficial insight on this rapid growth that we're seeing with Tesla right now, and especially in China. So this is from the Tesla CN Twitter account, or Tesla Greater China, and this states the 500 Tesla Supercharger station in mainland China is opened in Shanghai. And it includes a little picture right here which says 500 Supercharger, and it has a chart that shows the progress with the amount of Superchargers between 2014 all the way up until the 11th month of 2020. So as you can see, in 2014 there was 1 Supercharger. In 2016, 2 years later, that turned into 100 Superchargers. So of course at the beginning you're going to expect a big growth rate based on that initial one, but here's where you start to see like this growth rate in comparison. So for example, a little after midway in 2016 there were 100 Superchargers like I stated, and then in 2019 that grew to 300 Superchargers at the end of the year. And since that period of time, in just around a year, the Supercharger numbers have gone from 300 to 500, so almost double in comparison to this 3-year time frame for it to triple between this 100 to 300 time frame. So we're seeing rapid growth with not only Tesla's vehicles right now, but with the Superchargers as well, which is of course necessary if they want to have this dedicated ecosystem for the Tesla vehicles. And I thought this was an interesting news piece, not only because this is a milestone for the Superchargers in China, but also it does represent the progress that we're seeing with the growth of this company right now, and it can apply to the vehicles as well, in the sense that I think we will start to see this tremendous growth with vehicle sales for Tesla over this next decade or so. And ARK Invest has mentioned this previously about the convergence of multiple different disruptive technologies, and this is why we are on track to see such tremendous growth out of Tesla in the future. So I just thought I would mention this because it's interesting in itself, but it's also a pretty good representation of not only Superchargers, but likely what we're going to see out of the growth with Tesla vehicles over the next decade or so as well. But in general, it's just nice to see this expansion happening. And staying on track with the China news, this was an article recently released by Reuters on November 29th at 11:15 p.m. And this article is by Yile Sun and Brenda Go. So as always, we greatly appreciate this information. And it is titled, China Grants Tesla Green Light to Start Selling Shanghai-Made Model Y SUV. The article title itself basically sums all of this up, but as it continues, it states, Tesla Incorporated has obtained permission to start selling its Shanghai-made Model Y sports utility vehicle in China. The Ministry of Industry and Information Technology published the approval on its website on Monday. And also, just to add some interesting context to this news piece, here's an idea of what the SUV market share looks like in China, and this shows a chart from 2009 to 2019. And over the recent years, and especially in 2019, we start to see this SUV market share increase. And so that's around 44% almost for the year of 2019. And this truly helps give you an idea of the popularity of SUVs in China. And this really gets me excited about the production of the Model Y, and especially the ramped up production, because I can only imagine what the sales numbers are going to look like, given the fact that SUVs are popular in China, and also given the fact that the Model Y in general is supposed to sell even better than the Model 3, or at least at that level. So the Model Y is on track to become a very popular vehicle, and I think it's just a matter of time until we start seeing these really impressive sales numbers out of this new model. Next up, here's an article by Real Money, and this is actually an article by Jim Cramer himself. And it has some interesting insight towards Tesla. Not everything in this article I agree with, but I still believe there's some information here that is valid and actually has some backing behind that. So I just want to highlight some of this information mentioned by Jim Cramer, because as I stated at the beginning of this video, he is someone with a decent amount of influence in the finance world and the stock market world. So what he has to say, people pay attention to. And this is pretty important because he's giving Tesla a lot of props here. And the title of this states, Jim Cramer, there's no Tesla other than, well, Tesla. Sums it up pretty well, honestly. Just to highlight some of the key points that I found interesting from this article, he states, we all want to find the next Tesla. We all want to find companies that run on electricity or green hydrogen, the emerging fuel that has some very big backers. The problem, as I see it, there is no Tesla other than, well, Tesla. There is a reason why the market cap of Tesla is worth $547 billion, up 586%. It has the most popular electric car, one that is the rage in the United States and China, and soon in Germany, the heart of where the best cars are thought to be engineered. Great point right here. We're going to see a lot of growth out of Germany with the Berlin Gigafactory being completed next year. And he continues by stating, so far many have tried to rival Musk's cars and they have failed. This makes me feel that the company has a bigger moat than we think, and the fact that it doesn't need to advertise while every other car company spends tens of millions of dollars telling us why to buy their wares solidifies the success of Tesla. Then he continues stating, now I keep waiting for the rivals to surface. So far, while companies talk of offering winning electric vehicle cars, I am betting on what seems to be a long shot. And then he talks about the Ford Electric 150 in 2022, stating simply because it is the best-selling vehicle ever, which makes it a solid choice to be the second best-selling EV product after, of course, Tesla. So I wanted to mention that article right there because Jim Cramer is picking up on some of this. He has this insight. He realizes that there's no other company at Tesla's level other than Tesla. This is something many of us retail investors have been screaming from the rooftops for a while now, and we've started to see some analysts pick it up. Jim Cramer has given a lot of credit to Tesla over the past year, but even with the reference of the Ford Electric F-150, honestly, that may do well for the people interested in brand loyalty, but for those that are simply looking for a superior product that offers a lot more value for what you're paying for, then I think a Tesla Cybertruck will be where it's at in terms of the battery technology with the mileage range, the software that is unlike no other that you can't get without owning a Tesla, and then the FSD capabilities as well. And when you start comparing the statistics with the performance on the Cybertruck in comparison to what this electric F-150 might be, I just don't see them legitimately competing with Tesla from a performance standpoint, from a software standpoint, and especially from an autonomy standpoint. But in and of itself, at least regarding what Jim Cramer was stating about Tesla, he has a lot of validity with those statements with Tesla, and I completely agree with him. Next up, we have a tweet by Andy Sly, and in this he states, so these just popped up in my Tesla account, and as you can see from this image, it says Founder Series Roadster Referral Award, and then also another Founder Series Roadster awaiting deposit. So 2 Roadsters, one completely free as an award, and then as it says right here, awaiting deposit for the second one. So that image looks beautiful right there. The Roadster is one that I wish I could afford. Maybe in the long term, when I've really built my wealth with my portfolio and have enough to casually spend on a vehicle like this, it would obviously be something that I would love to have, but unless I'm at that level financially, I just can't justify it. But I can absolutely admire it in the meantime, and I think it's a beautiful vehicle. And what's even greater is the performance, and I can only imagine the performance of what this Founder Series Roadster is going to be. But just to address this tweet, Andy Sly does have the most amount of referrals. He's #1 on the list, so this is why he has gotten 2 awards here. And just to add this in here, this shows the total number of referrals over the last 35 months, and as you can see from December of 2017, we have seen a huge growth spurt in the number of referrals, which also references that growth in demand that we've been seeing recently as well. So I just thought I would share this with you all also, considering the fact that this is a pretty notable growth chart over just the past 35 months, especially over this past year where things have just been generally difficult for not only production with the vehicles, but also people being able to afford the vehicles given this whole situation this past year. Then finally, we have just a quick little news piece by Electric and author Frederick Lambert. So as always, we greatly appreciate the information, but this is essentially just an update on the Tesla Gigafactory with some images. And the article title states, Tesla Gigafactory Texas starts to take shape in rush to increase Model Y production. And you can see an image right here of a lot of progress happening. I remember when this was completely nothing but dirt and mud, even before that when they had to basically reform the ground a little bit to make it flat. So a lot of progress happening just over the past couple of months. And here's a few other images as well. It says we can see the steel beams of a 2-story building coming up with foundations around, giving us an idea of the size of the building. And also it says on the other side of the site of the first section of the Tesla Gigafactory, there's also a lot of construction work at what we believe are the foundations of Tesla's upcoming giant casting machines for the factory. So we have another image down here as well. And this article mentions Jeff Roberts, who uploads a lot of drone footage every day for this Gigafactory progress. I actually watch Jeff Roberts about every day. A lot of awesome content with updates regarding the progress with this factory. So in general, it's nice to see this progress continue and all of this coming together. But that's basically the end of all of the news for today. I just thought that some of you all would be interested in some of these news pieces. Not anything super crazy, but still a lot of interesting things to talk about. So please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. And also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks. And especially with Webull right now, you can get 4 free stocks in total. You can get 2 free stocks out of the 4 valued up to $250 by simply just signing up with my referral link. And then after that, you can get another 2 valued up to $1,600. And to get that, you just have to deposit $100 into your Webull account. And you should be able to take that $100 right back out after you get your free stocks. That's what I did and it worked for me. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.